Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Elm Creek, here in Farming Simulator 22, where it is Harvest Day. I've skipped ahead a little bit from the last video. So we have some soybeans to harvest today. We've got our corn over here to harvest as well today, which is going to be great. The canola's not ready yet, as far as I know. But you're not going to believe this, folks. You're not going to believe this. Grass is ready to cut again as well. The bloody grass is ready to cut as well. Yeah. Seems like if you play without seasons on and you do the whole grass rolling after you've mowed, when you advance to the next month, grass is ready to cut again. I don't think we'll bother with cutting. I'm just going to have a quick check on the animal situation before we head to the store, get ourselves a harvester. We can do some harvesting. Let's check on the sheeps. Hello, sheeps. You're all good. My tractor is over here. My trailer, what tractor is that? 7R, we're not going to be requiring that today. So that can stay there. Not going to be getting any... Not going to be selling any fruit or veg today because we need to get harvesting. So, what I'm going to do at the start of today's video, right here in the early bit, I'm going to lay down the same challenge as I did last time we did harvesting, which was get everyone to predict in the comment section down below how many soybeans we're going to get off of this field and how many litres of corn we're going to get off of this field. Bearing in mind, of course, that I obviously have had a bit of a whoops in this corner here. But yeah, estimate and guess away in the comment section down below as to how many litres of each crop I'm going to get by the time I have finished doing my harvesting. Right, probably do the same as I did last time, which is grab the X9, because apparently Sid has fixed it. He has. Just going to go long pipe. Rear axis I'm going to keep standard. GPS not going to bother with. Lease that. It's going to cost me 31 grand for leasing. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Right, corn headers. We need a big corny header. $12.3. I'm going to have that one, I think. Part of that's glitched off the screen. Don't want stalk stompers. Probably no need for them. So we'll lease that. That's going to cost me 6,000. And then we need a regular header as well, don't we? What have we got in the way of regular headers? I know that's a New Holland header, but I'm tempted to take it because I know it's a it's got its own built-in header trailer. You know what? I'm going to take the case one. I know the flipping tractor fans of the world will be absolutely crucifying me now. How dare you? How dare you get a case header for a John Deere combine? I didn't want to muck about with separate header trailer while I'm towing this to the fields. That is all. Jesus Christ, I'm going to take out all the road signs. Plus the AI traffic. How am I going to get through the level crossing? Think of that. So my canola field's not ready to harvest yet. Neither is my wheat field. So I've still got 2 fields left to harvest. That is not going to go through that gap. Oh, now we've done it. We're stuck. Right. Of course, good luck getting this trailer, call it, to reverse. Right, so we can't go through the level crossing with the header attached. So what we'll do is find an alternative route. That's got light posts and stuff. This field has nothing planted on it at the minute, so sorry dude, I'm just going to do a little bit of soil compaction for the AI farmer, and I'm going to take a shortcut across this field. Keeping in mind that we don't want to drive across our own field. Going to get tricky now, because of course I've extended that bit I extended the field, so now I can't just whiz round. There goes another road sign. Good job the local council don't bill me for road signs, isn't it? Right, I'm going to leave that one there. And we're going to do the lovely corn harvest first. Lots and lots of corn. Nice that we're getting to do some harvesting on this map. Feels ages since I did the soybeans, when this was all one big field. Now I should be able to harvest the whole field without there being any kind of, without really getting full, I would imagine. I've just realised sneaky people out there might be watching my fill HUD and deciding to use my HUD to influence their estimations on yield. So let me just turn the HUD off for a second so you can't. So all bets, all guesses on corn harvest will be, you know, fair to everybody. And also what will be fair to everybody is I won't reveal the results of what I've harvested off of these fields until the next video, obviously. Or maybe the next, you know, I might wait until I've harvested all the fields before I reveal what I've, you know, what we've harvested. Gives everybody a chance to guess, even those that are a little bit, who catch the video maybe a few days later than everybody else, who don't necessarily watch it on the first day it goes live. But you really should be watching the videos when they go live. If you've got your notification bell enabled, you should get the videos added to your sub feed when I get the when I upload the new content. But yeah, flipping grass field is ready to mow again. Who'd have punked it? Once we've harvested this field, this header can be sent back to the shop. Because I'm not going to need it again. Because we don't do sunflowers. I've missed some crop there. Well, I thought I had. Yeah, I'm going to have to repair this field, obviously, after I've done the harvesting. What I might do... maybe not. I was just thinking to myself, what happens if I decide to try and reclaim a bit more of the land? Turn a bit more of the concrete area back into field, but I figured, nah, that's not going to be good, is it? I've already set up auto drive routes and already done some landscaping and stuff. This field will remain the size that it currently is. Which is fine, because it's definitely not a small field. Now, one of the things I was thinking of doing, bearing in mind, obviously, I've got plenty of hay bales at the minute. I've got 2 full stacks down here, and I've got 2 partial stacks up at the sheeps. That I don't really need to do another hay mowing session. So when I do cut that grass field behind me, I'm thinking I might make some silage. Just because it gives me something extra I can sell in the winter. It does mean maybe placing a silage bunker somewhere. Or I can drop the grass into it and do the compacting. I'm using the fill level of the combine's hopper to kind of influence when I decide to... Which one are you? You're my 8R. You can go grab the trailer from down by the silo. Which delivered all our soybeans recently, which was a little bit of an anticlimax because I thought maybe we would have more delivery courses. We'd have more, you know, a couple more delivery runs for the auto drive fella, but this trailer's got quite a large capacity, it seems. So, we didn't get to do as many unloadings as I kind of wanted to. Plenty of eggs piling up, not eggs, honey. Very early in the morning, trying to get a good angle on this. It's going to be super hard. Try and get it in the best light. For the thumbnail for the screenshot. Back her up. Too busy doing me Instagramming. Missed some crop. That's the trouble with these modern day farmers. They're so busy with their Instagrams and their TikToks and stuff that they're always on their bloody phones and their cameras and their GoPros and stuff. And they seem more interested in that these days than actually what they're doing on the fields. I hope Dolores doesn't turn into one of those social media happy farmers. Well, there goes another road sign. Maybe my local rule for here on Elm Creek should be that if I see a road sign, I should try and kill it. A bit like the rule I've adopted on other saves, where if I hit a tree, it must die and must be removed. Every tree that I get stuck on has to be cut down. There we go. We've done a lovely, lovely corn harvest. Slightly worsened by my unfortunate incident with the landscaping brush, which has unfortunately reduced my yield and my field by a factor of a corner. Look at that. Look at the state of that field, man. But fear not, I will fix that. I will put that right. But anyway, there's the corn. Delivered. Right, we're gonna have to do some mulching this time round. See, normally what has happened in, obviously with the fields previously, is every time I've done terrain altering, I've ploughed the whole field, which kind of removes or negates the need for doing any kind of mulching. But I don't really want to replough the fields again this season. I would much like to carry on and just do all the correct steps. There we go. Reel extended. And we're not harvesting canola. We're doing the beans, baby. listen to that sound. Quite a bit slower on the old beans. Now also, another thing, we didn't get weeds on the fields. But that doesn't prove or disprove anything really, as far as my field tests went, that I was trying. Because I have learned that if you plough a field, you won't get weeds that cycle. So, seeing as all these fields were ploughed prior to their seeding, I was never going to get weeds on them anyway. So the test of whether the mechanical weeder used directly after seeding prevents the growth of weeds will have to wait a little bit longer before I can definitively prove or disprove that statement. If I can consider that until I can consider that myth busted, that experiment is kind of still ongoing. Because unfortunately it's the same on Hout Baler on. I'm not going to be able to test that out really for a while, because again I ploughed most of my fields prior to their current seeding, so not going to be a fair test this time round. Again, I could be doing this with the 50-foot John Deere header that's in the game. It just would have required me to get a separate header trailer. And as I'm trying to keep my leasing costs down a little bit, because we're probably never going to make the money back off the crop that it's cost me to lease this equipment. The one obviously thing I'll be looking forward to is getting some straw off of the wheat field when we've harvested that. Having some straw bales done, ready. It's been going very well so far. Had a very intense weekend of farm sim. I was doing some map testing, mod testing for a map author. Spent all day Saturday working, playing on his map, his new map, new version of his map, testing it, bug finding, bug reporting. Incredibly long day that was. As a kind of spin-off from that, learnt why my multiplayer server was crashing whenever we was trying to sleep and fast forward time, so was able to fix that issue, which means the multiplayer server still lives, which is brilliant, because I was annoyed that the server seemed to have, the save seemed to be completely broke because you couldn't sleep, you couldn't fast forward. The game was stuck in literally December, and it was like, oh no, gonna have to restart a new save, gonna have to pick a different map because this one's broken. But no, it turns out the fix was fixable. Didn't require a new save, didn't require a new map, so whew, the multiplayer server is still running okay. But yes, very weird, some of the issues we ran into this week. Not too sure why, unless it's giants trying to restrict people in game and map makers and mod makers to only using certain basically forcing them to use default items and settings for certain parts of the game. I'm not going to go into it too much, the specifics and details of what the problems we found, what problems I found were, and what the crashing situation was, because you never know, giants might fix it in an update. All I'm going to say is, at the moment, anybody trying to make maps with modded and custom animal pens and animal enclosures and stuff like that, probably going to have a hard time. They're probably going to find the game starts crashing if you play with seasons on. And once you add animal, if the maps don't come with the pens built into them, you might be alright. However, saying that, having deleted map-based pens and manually placing pens on the map, still ran into the problem where the game would crash as soon as you tried to sleep or fast forward time once you'd added animals into the pens. Because that was the weird thing. On the multiplayer server, we'd played for several months through the season, not had any issues, not had any problems with the animal pens sat there at the farm. Because they were there when the map, we loaded the map. They were included in the starting farm. It wasn't until we added the animals, and it seems specifically a problem with the cows and the pigs, but that's when we got the game started to crash whenever we tried to sleep or fast forward time. And then you had the problem, then you had a massive problem, because if you sold the cows and pigs, you sold them, the game would still crash. You sold the pen, that was it. Game was fine. Game would, be perfect. If you put the pens back in, the game would crash. Before you'd even added the animals. So then it was like, there's a problem now. So delete the pens again, and then it was a case of place the giants base game pens, place them on the map. Okay, no problem. No crash. And then it was add the animals in. Okay, we seem to be lucky so far. We're not getting a crash. Add a couple of different mod things that the map author had provided for like custom manure heaps for the sheep, the cows and the pig pens, custom manure collection points and that, and boom, game would crash again. Remove the custom manure points, game would still crash. And this is now with giant default pens. So then it was a case of sell the animals again. Game would still crash. Sell the pens. Now the game was fine. Install vanilla animal pens again. Okay, game's fine. Load them up with animals. Game seems fine. Add vanilla manure heaps and extensions and whatever to the pens. Touch wood, fingers crossed. So far, everything seems fine. But yeah, man, that was such a crazy thing to sort out at the weekend, especially as when the game kept crashing, it crashed in such a way that it didn't have a chance to fill out the log file and fill in the log file. So there was no errors in the log. There was nothing to tell you why the game was just completely shutting down. And certainly on the server, not only was it kicking everybody out of the game, it was completely shutting down the server. I mean, the whole machine, not just the server, it was shutting down the whole freaking machine that the server was running on. I was having to restart the machine and then restart the server to get back into game to try and figure out what the problem was. Man. But thankfully, the map maker, he was able to access Windows crash dumps or something, and that told him what was going on. And it's something to do with shaders. It's something to do with the game shaders and shader switching on buildings, specifically the animal pens. And again, it was only really noticeable and discoverable when you played with seasons. Because if you're playing with seasons turned off, you're not getting the shader changes throughout the year as you're going through the months and your different lighting and the different, you know, tree effects and stuff like that. Right, I'm getting very full here. I'm going to pipe out ready. I'm going to take my corn off to the sell point, off to the silo, store it in the silo. I'm then going to complete the soybean harvest. I'm probably also going to have a quick go at trying to fix that field edge. And then when we come back, people, for the next episode, hopefully, we'll have the canola and wheat harvest. And of course, grass to mow. So, as I let the combine unload, I'm going to say thank you everybody for watching today's video. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'll be back again very soon with the next episode of Elm Creek. And obviously there'll be more How Baler on to come as well. So for now, everybody, from me, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and I'll see you all soon. Goodbye for now.